your annual list of the worst intersections here in Peterborough.
Yes.
This came out this morning. You look at the list, there's really not a lot of surprises on it. Lansdowne and Monaghan had the most number of accidents. Lansdowne and the Parkway, both very busy. You can see the list up there on the screen. Clinchilla and Sherbrooke, Parkhill and Monaghan, and Clinchilla and the Parkway. Talk a little bit about, those are the top 5, but talk a little bit about what makes these intersections a challenge for drivers here in Peterborough.
And most of the issues are turning maneuvers and volume of traffic, and sometimes to a lesser extent speed. But people are creatures of habit, and they become comfortable, and they get into the same habits in these areas, and therefore we identify through our statistic analysis where the accidents are happening, where the injuries are occurring, and we're able to produce that top 10 list. We have over previous years been able to knock those same intersections off the list for months, but it's a very labor-intensive, enforcement-driven and education-driven event. So when they keep recurring despite our best efforts, then you have to start looking at road design and safety design and those kinds of things.
Well, I was going to ask you about it. I mean, it makes sense that Lansdowne and Monaghan would consistently be the number 1. It's probably the busiest intersection in the city. Lansdowne
Yes.
and Parkway, same thing, a very busy intersection. By the volume, you'd expect those numbers to be higher than other intersections. But you look at something like Clinchilla and Sherbrooke,
Yes.
which is a very interesting intersection. You've got westbound traffic coming down the hill. You've
Yes.
got Clinchilla moving on the turns around Charlotte and those kind of things. How much of that design element does contribute to those kind of these numbers?
They're all contributing factors, and so our members analyze these stats, and it's at different points throughout the year they'll sit down with the traffic technical committee, they're called, and they'll analyze, is the traffic signal and regulation device the right one? Is there anything that can be done through signage or through road design or to enhance the safety? But what we're finding also at many of these intersections are the rear end collisions that we believe are more distracted driving related incidents and events, and then even following too close or careless driving. They're the distracted driving kinds of offenses that are starting to exacerbate what are already dangerous intersections.
The province has definitely gone after distracted drivers, almost to the point now where it's starting to become on par, I guess, with drinking and driving. That's a lot of people are taking that view that it is as dangerous as drinking and driving.
In fact, exponentially more so. I don't have the stat in front of me, but it's exponentially more dangerous, and I think some of the public education for the situation where the mother is trying to show the daughter or see the daughter's text or image or whatever, and then the collision occurs, and it's left to your imagination if they survive that. But the fact is it's extremely dangerous, and we're starting to see the impact of that on the roads and with pedestrians, in fact, as well, walking into vehicles or riding into vehicles, and so it's time that we stop and reconsider what we're doing.